Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living morning meditation. My name is Jim Saul, and I'll be doing the meditation for you this morning. There are really, I think, three major parts to a spiritual practice: prayer, meditation, and actually spiritual study. And of the three, I think probably the most difficult can be meditation for new people that are just starting to meditate. What happens a lot of times is the mental dialogue comes in and starts running around in your head, and sometimes visual images or memories. And I think one of the best ways to meditate is to be the observer of the mental dialogue and to be the observer of what's going on in your head. I really think of it as there's two of me. There is the physical body, which has all the stresses of life. I'm going to die, so there's fear, all these emotions. I have anger that pops up on occasion. But then there's the other part of me that's spirit. And that part of me, in Buddhism, they refer to it as the watcher, the one who watches. It's free from emotions, it's free from stress, it's free from all the tensions of life. And when you begin to meditate, what you can do is you can experience that quiet watcher looking at all the mental stuff going inside your head. So that's what I'd like to do this morning is let's take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes if you're okay with that. And just begin to experience the quiet. Now there's a quiet beyond the background music. And that quiet gives space for the music. That quiet gives space for my voice. And when we begin to become accustomed to listening deeply to that silence, it begins to calm us. It can begin to heal us. Any stress kind of falls away. So listen deeply and breathe. Find the quiet rhythm of your breathing. I actually find it best for me to have the breath kind of shallow, and relaxing. To get to a deeper, healthier level of consciousness, simply relax your forehead and your eyes and your shoulders and breathe. And if thoughts or emotions come up, watch them from a place of quiet, that quiet watcher, and breathe. Relax your shoulders. Begin to feel the silence. Begin to feel the whole room, the chair, and breathe. Meditation isn't about blocking out the world. It's more about feeling and hearing and knowing the world even more deeply than you do in normal consciousness. So feel the room. Maybe you can feel the people in the room. Maybe you can hear the traffic outside. And if thoughts come up, just let them float by and go back to feeling and knowing your breath. The quiet can be a beautiful place. where there is no worry, no frustration. Sometimes if those things do come up in meditation, I like to just say, heal this, and let it go by, coming back to the breath. And breathe. In Buddhism, they call it conscious breathing, being aware of each breath, maybe being aware of the cool sensation of inhaling, the warm sensation of exhaling. Maybe you can feel the sensation around your nose. This beautiful, healing quiet is available to you anytime, anywhere. I have meditated by the side of a busy highway and found immense peace. And what came out of it was I was listening to the birds in spite of the heavy traffic and noise. It's all about gaining the ability to concentrate on what you choose rather than letting the mind go where it wants. So I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for each person here for joining me in this quiet moment. And I give thanks to the divine who has given us this quiet for us to appreciate and to experience. And I give thanks for this center, for it gives me a platform to share what I have learned. So I give thanks for all of it. And I can release this meditation and prayer simply and easily by saying, and so it is. Thank you.
More sweets. Yes. We have sent out an email. Yes, you did. Well, of course you did. Right.
Dr. Reverend Ken Wilcox.
Thank you, Joel. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out on this steamy day in St. Augustine. Welcome here. If you're joining us live, very welcome. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox, and I tell you each Sunday morning that there's only one thing that you need to do, and that's to leave all your troubles, your wouldas, your couldas, your shouldas, to leave all that stuff outside, and for the next 45 minutes or so to open up an avenue of spirit possibilities. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, for their love and joy and happiness, friendship, more great music, dance and laughter, all those things that make us feel alive. Because that's what spirit is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, just a couple of announcements before I get going. I am taking the next 2 Sundays off. I have been in ministry now for 15 years. Yes, and I have never done that. So next week, you're in for a really wonderful experience, and that is my prayer partner, Beverly Merlander, will be here to do the sermon. And then the following Sunday, we have Mary Ann here. She was Eddie Watkin Jr.'s friend, and so she'll be here to do that Sunday. This next Sunday, we have Chelsea Sandler is going to be here for music. She's a really wonderful talent. And then after that, Sam and Lucy will be here. So please join us, and I know you're going to really enjoy those 2 Sundays. I shared with you that yesterday we went out and we gave out socks and underwear to 700 kids who showed up for the backpack program. It was really wonderful, very well organized. We got about half of the kids. We were able to give half the kids socks and underwears before we ran out. Next year, let's make a commitment that all those 700 kids will at least get 1 pack of socks and underwear. We only collected for 10 days. If we try it for a month, we can easily do it. It was a wonderful and great time. Well, those are all my announcements. And this Sunday, we'll really have a lovely music for us, and that's our wonderful Joel. Joel, the stage is yours.
Thank you. We had a wonderful meditation before. Thank you very much. And let's stay in this internal flight for a little bit more. Here and now, before earth and sky, we stand. We feel the blessing of your infinite love in our bones, in our blood, in our breath, in our hearts. We open our eyes to see beyond what we have seen before. We open our ears to hear what we couldn't hear before. Beyond limitation, beyond the beyond. we feel a new story emerging from our cells and rippling out into our lucid bodies as waves of love remind us of who we really are. Dissolve us into what we have always meant to be, and the layers between us and who we're meant to be fade away. And suddenly we realize we are all that we dreamed we could be. To see without eyes, to walk without feet, and to fly without wings. This is my prayer for you.
Thank you, Jewel.
Thank you.
So now we'll keep that wonderful healing energy going. We've got Jim Saul coming up to do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Jim.
Good morning. I love to read, and this week I found a new book that I really like. It's called The Science of Enlightenment. I love the concept, science, enlightenment, two good things, you know? It's by Shazin Young, and I've only gotten into about a third of it, but most of it's about meditation. And in my opinion, there are three basic parts to spiritual study, and that is meditation, prayer, and actual spiritual study. So this is about meditation, and what he did is, in a few short paragraphs, he kind of said what meditation is good for. So this is what he wrote. What is meditation good for? Has a simple answer. Meditation is good for everything. It will allow you to be more present in your interactions with other people. It will allow you to understand yourself better, and it will allow you to pursue a spiritual path more effectively. It will allow you to reduce the suffering you experience when you go through physical or emotional pain. It will allow you to increase your fulfillment you derive from physical or emotional pleasure. It can help you make, lost my place. It can help you make positive behavioral changes and live more ethically. It can improve your professional life as well as your sex life. And this might seem too good to be true. Is meditation really that valuable? He says, yes, it is, because a person's base level of concentration is, in a sense, the most valuable thing that you have. Anything a person may want will be more easily obtainable if you are functioning at a high level of effortless focus. I like that, effortless focus. The entire range of human endeavors relies on concentration. And if your base level of concentration is elevated through practice, it means you can function from a continuous state of extraordinary focus every day. And this was just him talking about the benefits to oneself. Later on, he goes through a whole list of reasons why meditation is good for the world and everybody else, all your loved ones and things. But to kind of consolidate it into one single sentence, how about this? An example from Christianity would be the motto of the Dominican order: meditate and give to others the fruits of your meditation. I love that. So let's take that idea of meditation and go into our morning prayer. Close your eyes if you choose. And just know with me that each and every one of us live in a loving universe that not only loves you, but supports you in every way possible. And the real task of being human is to accept the gifts that are given to us, accept the loving, compassionate nature of our loved ones, even when it may not seem totally true. Accept the breath, for without it, we would last only a moment. Accept all of the beautiful things around you, the flowers, the trees, the sunset. You can name things that are beautiful for days. There's so many things that are beautiful. And when you look closely, you can look at the microcosm, and it is awe-inspiring. You can look at the macrocosm, and it's inspiring and awesome. And so what I believe is that this universe is a great and beautiful gift, and we need to embrace it in a loving way, encourage it, ecologically speaking, and help our fellow man to see the beauty that's everywhere, to realize the divine nature of life, and to help anyone who needs help. So I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for this morning prayer. I give thanks for this center, for it gives me so many gifts back to me. And I give thanks for this divine intelligence that's always helping me in so many ways. And I can release this prayer to be so this morning, simply and easily by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay. The next song is our new song. We love it so much, and we'll have the English translation on the screen for you. It's a prayer. It's about God and love. Где та земля, что ступала я босой? Где та вода, что казалась мне Божьей росой? Снится мне, что живу я, где же, Господи, то дитя? Взвиться в синеву мне безмятежностью осветя. Дай мне прожить тонким деревцем на ветру, просто любить и проснуться вновь наутру. Снилось мне, что живу я, вот же, Господи, я Твое дитя. Свою синеву я безмятежностью осветя. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was lovely. Thank you, Jewel. I will fly to the heavens and spread the light of love within. How beautiful. Thank you so much. You guys. So my talk today is a summer song, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about popular culture, not the Barbie movie, thank you very much. I wanted to go see it last weekend, but I had Dr. John Waterhouse with me, and I just didn't think it was a proper recommendation, the Barbie movie. So I'll get to it at some point. But I want to talk a little bit to start with about summer music. It seems like the summer, I guess we're, spending time out and picnics, beaches, parks, whatever. And it seems like always there's a song that comes up each summer. I remember the year that I was learning or had my first car in 1976. It was Elton John and Kiki D that was the heart of the music. This year, we seem to have two songs that are kind of rivaling in getting attention, both in the country music genre. One is by Jason Alden. I'm sure you've heard it. It's called Don't Try That in a Small Town. And it seems to glorify mob violence. Now, it's disappointing to me because Jason is from my hometown of Macon, Georgia. And I don't know if Macon is the small town he's talking about because it's not a small town now, although it is rapidly becoming one. It is being abandoned at a stellar rate. It has been badly managed for over 50 years, and all the industry has left. It's becoming a fact of, when you look through it, I haven't been to Detroit, but I imagine that's what Detroit looks like, because it's just blocks and blocks of abandoned buildings. It's really very sad. Now, Macon does not need street justice. What it needs is intelligent leaders. And it hasn't had them, for what I can tell, for 50 years. And it needs leadership from both the black and white communities who can look past racial politics for the good of everyone and work together. Work together. Now, on the positive side of our popular culture has been a redo of a song that was I loved very much. It came out in 1988. It was Tracy Chapman's Fast Car. And that has been redone by a white male country music star, Luke Combs. And people tried to kick up some controversy, and they went to Tracy and they said, are you unhappy that this white guy has appropriated your song? And she said, I am happy it's being broadcasted again. I'm happy somebody has come and breathed new life into it. It's got it to a different market that probably never heard my version, and I'm getting residual checks. What's wrong with that? Yeah. So it seems to me that we have this great potential in our lives. And a lot of it comes on, how are we judging our lives? Are we looking for things to make us anger, or do we look and see Spirit trying to uplift us, flowing in greater love, more possibilities? Are we looking for Spirit's love and recognizing it and allowing it to become power to us? Because the more you look for it, the more you recognize it, the more gratitude you give to it, the more power it becomes to you. Or are you just wanting to stay mad and upset? Because it seems like a lot of us, that's the path that we're on. Now, this past week, I got a notice from someone that I'm sure all of you are not so happy to hear from, and that's my house insurance company. Yes. We all love them right now in Florida. And it had to do not with my house. Strangely enough, it had to do with my car. The car I drive, it's a car I've had for now 2 years. Yes, the car I drive, the spokesperson is Matthew McConaughey, in case you need it. Yes, people say there's a striking resemblance to me and Matt. Yeah. If you're on a corner and I'm going 70 miles an hour, you can kind of see it at a flash. But the insurance company contacted me and said that this car has a tendency to spontaneously catch fire, and that it will burn houses down, and that I've got to go have the recall done, or if the house burns down, they're not paying for it. So I called the company up. Here's the great thing. They're going to come to the house and do the repair. I don't even have to go to the dealership, so I'm happy about that. Now, I was telling a friend of mine, and I knew better than to tell her this. I knew better, because everything is awful in her life. And I told her this, and she jumped on it like a June bug on something, I don't know. And she said, well, this is AI. And this is just taking over. This is artificial intelligence. It's taking over everything. And we're all going to be robots in just another 2 or 3 years. And I'd listened to her, but I didn't say anything, because the truth of the matter is, even if it is AI, if it keeps me from becoming a rolling barbecue on US 1, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So a lot of life becomes, how are we interpreting it? What are we saying about it? What does it look like for us? Do we feel that life is against us or for us? Do we feel like we belong here in the universe? Like this is where we belong, and that we have a right to be here. And not just a right, that we have a right to be here and to live well, to enjoy life, to have love and laughter and the whole panoply of life, to be in the whole mix of it, to have a purpose, and to know that we have been here and that we have made a difference, and that life is better because we were here. We have a right to do that. And there's a way for it to happen through us. It comes by opening ourselves up to the goodness and love of Spirit that's all around us. So I did go see the Oppenheimer movie this past week. It's a very interesting movie, and it's mainly about his conflicts of what he's unleashed on the world as the father of the atomic bomb. What have I done? And when he first sees the explosion, he quotes a Hindu scripture, I have become the destroyer of worlds, I am death. I'm death. Boy, that's a heavy burden to place on yourself. He's also called Prometheus, and that is a character from the Roman gods who steals fire from the gods for humans. So he steals fire from the gods, from humans, so that humans can benefit. Now, it's interesting to me, Joseph Campbell pointed this out, that the idea of stealing fire from the gods shows up in myths all around the world. Most mythologies will have this story that somehow we stole fire from the gods, and the gods were not happy about it. They weren't happy. And I think that's very intriguing, that throughout all of humanity, there's this idea that we had to steal our good from God. There seems to be a deep, ingrained belief that we don't deserve the help of our Creator, and that what advances humanity comes with a great cost. And perhaps this is part of our evolution, getting us to a place where we can conceive of a Creator that is for us, that loves us, that supports us, that wants to get us to a place where there's more love and joy and happiness, for us to understand that we are beloved. You're a child of God. Who doesn't love their children? You are loved by Spirit. We're not some knuckleheads in need of a good, hard lesson. We are here to thrive, to bloom, to blossom, to be the very best that we can be. And there's a way for this to unfold. Now, Oppenheimer in the movie, he seeks comfort from Einstein. And Einstein really doesn't give him what he's seeking. We know in real life that Einstein found his own comfort about spirit from the insights of Spinoza. Spinoza was a Dutch philosopher that came around in the 17th century, and he was groundbreaking. His ideas on metaphysics, ethics, and the nature of God. He was born into a conservative Jewish community, and his ideas were so radical to him, they threw him out. I always think it speaks well of a person who gets thrown out by a spiritual community. I think you should get a badge with that. So they threw him out, but he's become one of the most influential, rational thinkers of the ages. And his ideas are having a rebirth. And here's an interesting thing. Lots of his ideas are very similar to what we base our teaching on. He has a unique conception of God that, unlike traditional religious notions, his God is not personal, it is impersonal. And when Dr. Holmes said the same thing, he said the creative impulse, he said, was both impersonal, but it responds to us in a personal way. And like Dr. Holmes, Spinoza said that God is pantheistic. It's in everything. It's in everything, and it is transcendent. It is in it and beyond it at the same time. And according to Spinoza, God is not a separate being with consciousness or emotions. It is a force, like electricity or gravity. And because it does not have emotions, it's not going to get angry with you. It's not going to get jealous of you. You know, that's all through Scripture. God is a jealous God. As a kid in religious school, I never understood that. What does it have to be jealous about? It's God. It's got all the toys. So, we don't believe of a God of a personality. We don't believe that it plays favors. What God does for one, it must do for all. If any prayer has ever been answered, then all prayers must be answered. And if prayers are not answered, it's not because of God withholding good from us. It must be something that we are doing, blocking the good that can come to us. Now, Spinoza's God is the underlying substance that constitutes all things. And here's the point. The impulse of that underlying substance must at its core have a goal of growth, of love, of health, and creativity, or it would have blown itself up long ago. One negative impulse in the mind of God and all of creation would be destroyed. So God is a God positive, health, love, joy, all those good things in life. This is what's supported by spirits. And our challenge is to get ourselves in aligned with that creative impulse, to live our best life possible, allowing God's creativity to flow through us. Our prayers are not to a distant deity, but a knowing within our hearts and souls that will allow us to move forward with wisdom and faith. Because much of the time when we are in need of a miracle, the only miracle we need is to open our eyes and to see the good right in front of us. This is the only miracle we need. Now, I've got my niece and nephew coming for 9 days, and so I thought it would be a good thing to kind of prep some food, some meals to have them ready to go so I could just pull them out. And I had remembered that I used to make a tuna pasta salad in summer, and it was really tasty, and it was cool, and so it was a nice thing to eat. So I thought, I'll make some tuna. I hadn't done that in a while. I remember how to do it. I went to the store. I got my pasta. I got my cream of mushroom soup. You got to have that, and all the other ingredients. I got back at home. I got the noodles cooking. I dumped everything in together. I was tasting it. It just didn't seem right. It didn't have the little zest it used to have. It wasn't as good as it used to be. So I would add a little bit more salt. Still no good. A little more sweet relish. You know, you can be light on the sweet relish. A little more sweet relish. You know, still nothing. And then I thought, well, maybe some onion, this, that. Fine, I couldn't taste, it didn't taste like anything. Finally, I thought, well, maybe it just needs to meditate for a little bit. Maybe if I put it in the refrigerator, let it meditate on being a tuna salad, that it will come out all right. So I was wrapping it up, getting ready to put it in the refrigerator. I looked over on the top of the cabinet, and there sat the cans of tuna. Right in front of me. Right in front of me, I just needed to open my eyes to it. Our challenge is to let go of a God removed from ourselves. To let go of any idea that there's anything that's separating us from our good. There's nothing that separates you from your good besides your misguided ideas about yourself and about life. We want a relationship with Spirit closer than our next breath, a partnership with the divine, where we affirm our good and with affirmative prayer, recognizing that the power of the divine lies within us, guiding us to see reality in a different light. Spinoza, like Christ, emphasized the importance of releasing false notions of self and embracing spiritual perfection that lies within. We have spiritual perfection within us, and there's nothing we have ever done that can damage it. We can dim it down to the smallest flicker, or we can raise it up to burn bright, to illuminate the world. And this is what we're wanting to do, is we want to illuminate the world, but you can't do it when you're talking yourself out of it all the time. You can't go around and telling yourself how, yourself and your world how worthless you are, how undeserving you are, and expect the universe to prove you differently. You tell yourself that you're undeserving, you're unworthy, you're unlucky. The universe will prove to you your conclusions about yourself. If you tell yourself, I'm the child of the Most High, I'm here to live and love and joy, health and happiness, I'm here to have a path before me, before my feet, the universe will provide those environments to prove the condition for yourself. Life becomes to you what you are to it. And we want to think beyond our best. We want to know that Spirit is here to all us. What we think is beyond hope may be the next chapter in God's creation. You know, this time of the year, I always marvel at the crepe myrtles blooming. I love the crepe myrtles. They bloom for several weeks, and you get to see them, and they're different colors, and they're really beautiful. A couple of years ago, I purchased 2 really huge crepe myrtle trees. These things probably were 30 years old, and they cost a lot. Unfortunately, I put one right next to our sprinkler system. I thought, oh, this will be nice. The tree will get lots of water. Little did I know that the water came out so hard that it was hurting the bark of the tree, and it allowed an infection to get into the tree and killed the tree before I knew it. Before I knew it, the tree had all gone brown, it had died. I was sick. I was sick, and I was blaming myself. Who kills a crepe myrtle? I mean, who can do that? Well, I had done it. So we had chopped it down, and I got to a point I didn't even like to look at that section of the yard. I would just kind of ignore it. But I kept noticing, just to spite me, all these weeds would grow up around where the crepe myrtle was. So I spray them with my weed stuff. And I go out a couple of weeks later, guess what? More weeds around, just to aggravate me. That's all it was doing. Finally, I was out with Tom, and I was complaining, look at those weeds. And he took a good look at them. He says, you know, they look like a crepe myrtle leaf, these weeds do. And I looked better, and I was like, it's the crepe myrtle. It's coming back. In spite of all that I had done to it, it's coming back. Now there's mulch around it. I've got a little protective fence around it. Life wants to be lived, and it wants to be lived well, and it wants to live through you. Through you. The very best of your life wants to shine forth through you, so you can realize how much you are loved by God. That's the whole purpose of the journey. It's not in the crepe myrtle. It's not in the fast car. It's not even looking like Matthew McConaughey. The point of the journey is for you to know how important you are, how valued you are, how much God sees potential in you. At every step of your path, you're here to live well, to be awed with how much God loves you. So we're called to harness this energy of imagination. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. And through envisioning our higher selves filled with love and joy and peace, we can align our thoughts and actions with this reality, drawing the divine within us to illuminate the world. So we want to let go of any sense of limitation and embrace the truth of our spiritual essence. Trade the temporary for the eternal, leaving behind fear and doubt, and bask in the glorious light of peace, of love and joy. God is life itself, and in finding it within ourselves, we discover the essence of our being. And life becomes for us a song of joy that we can sing throughout the ages. There is a celestial chorus that has your name that's singing out from the rings of Saturn, that you are here to know how wonderful you are, how glorious you are, how much love you can bring into life. You are here to make the world a better place, and you're doing a wonderful job, and God is so pleased and so proud of you. And the heights are being revealed of where you can go. You're off to an amazing journey. You are loved. You are supported. You are adored by God itself. And you're here to see the wonders of the world, to experience all the love and joy and creativity that your wildest imagination can capture. You are the beloved of the universe, and you are here to do wonderful and mighty work. This is the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, wow, what inspiring speech. Thank you very much. And yes, I'm thinking often about the idea that the universe is here for us, not against us. But how easy to lose this feeling with all of these anxieties. And the next song is kind of about this. Let the love of the universe flow. Now, let the sunrise astonish my soul. Now, when my inner light wants me to know this unconditional love, I hear divine silence whisper my name. I see where all bliss and beauty remain. I and the light are one and the same. Unconditional love. Now fly, fly, my heart. Fly, fly. Now fly, fly, my heart. Fly, fly, fly. Там, где Создатель любит меня, там, где восходит солнце мое, там, где живет мое высшее я, где чистая любовь. Лети, 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 сердце мое к нему. Лети, лети. Let's close our eyes and feel gratitude for this wonderful life given to us by a higher power on this amazing planet Earth. How lucky we are. How blessed we are. Now fly, fly, my heart. Fly, fly, fly. Now fly, fly, my heart.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tree.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So now we come to the time we support our center, and we do so because this is an amazing place. There are 700 kids waking up this morning that are grateful for your support. Your support is allowing this center to continue to be a beacon of love and hope and light and inspiration. So you can support us in several ways. One, you can volunteer, help us with all our projects we have going on here. You can support us in consciousness, doing your prayer work to see us growing and thriving, and you can support us in coin. However you choose to support us, know that we're very grateful and that your support is going to allow the Spirit will reward you abundantly. So if you'll place your intentions over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. If the ushers will step down, we'll thank you in advance for your generous contributions. Jewel, I know you got some more great music for us.
Okay. Okay, so Reverend Ken sent me a note that he wants to listen to something uplifting in the end. And I was thinking, and also that people can sing together with me. And I had to go to my pop rock past and think about the songs I was singing. And the song came to my mind immediately. It's called What's Up, if you remember the band Four Non Blondes, Linda Perry. It was a great song. It's still a great song. So, but it's gonna be like a real improvisation. And the chorus of it is just yeah. You can sing. I will be happy if you will sing with me. So let's try it. Years of my life and still try to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when
Thank you. Oh, that was great. Thank you, Victoria, and thank you for your blessings. Your support is allowing us to continue to grow and to thrive, to be a healing into the world. So thank you. We bless it. We release it, knowing it does its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, Victoria. So let's close out our service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person. Take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There's one mind and one God and one power. That power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. That power created me out of itself plus nothing else. So here today in this wonderful place, surrounded by all these wonderful loving souls, I choose to know something better for myself. That I am not weak and wounded, I'm not a victim, but I am the glory of God made manifest. I am here to radiate the love of God, the joy of God, the health and prosperity of God. There's nothing too hard for God, and there is nothing too good for me. So this day, I choose to know that I am in life to live life well, to have love overflowing, health and prosperity. I am here to look out on my world and see God's blessing blooming all around. Like the crepe myrtles, I see God's blessings. I am here to witness God empowering me through love, health, and joy. I'm here to know no barrier to keep me from knowing that God is with me. God loves me, supports me, is with me every step of the way, closer to me than my next breath. So this morning, I leave behind all my lacks, limitations, and victimhood. I lift my eyes up to a greater truth for myself. I'm one with God, one with the goodness of earth, one with all the love and joy and happiness I can envision. And this morning, I envision a new heaven and a new earth. This morning, I envision a world that's working together, a world where soldiers have dropped their arms, a world where people seek to live in love and community. This morning, I choose to envision the beloved community, a place of peace and harmony and spirit where we raise up children knowing they're the beloved of creation. This morning, I choose to leave behind all my fears and doubts and lacks and limitation. I've played with them long enough. This morning, I know who I am and whose I am. I am a child of the Most High. I am here to experience the goodness of God raining down upon me. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do His good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life, it's not a problem to be solved, it's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. This is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings, and so it is. Do I have one more?
I already done my uplifting song. Can we do the calm one? Just a second. Okay. This song is in Sanskrit. Is that okay? It's a famous mantra called Gayatri mantra. Some of you may know it. It has very sacred words. And just to be in this energy is very healing. We always fly away when we sing it. It's very transcendental. So. Its own energy today. And let's do 4 ohms together. And so it is. Thank you.